So in my last video, I was saying that when this was filled up to the top, the acrylic started bowing out. The last time that I filled it and then drained it again after that video, I noticed when I got halfway down that it wasn't just the acrylic bowing out. The wood itself was actually bending. The bolts were actually holding it in the corners. It's covered up now, but it was holding in the corners and on the bottom and up on the corner again over there. All the wood that was in the center here was actually bowing out on an angle. It was actually coming out like this. That's why the whole thing looked like a bubble. The wood was actually bending top and bottom. That wood has to be really strong to hold that back. I don't know how it did it. I don't know how it didn't snap. But basically what I did now, I was going to put a center beam, but I didn't like that idea because it would have obscured the whole tank. It would have been silly to put it there. So what I did now is that I actually, let me get this light out of here. I actually built it up. I have a 2x, got no light in here, I painted it black so I can't tell, I can't show it. I have a 2x8 was the first one right here. Then I have a 2x6 right here, down low enough to put a 2x4 vertically. And then I got another 2x4 there to support that 2x4. So it has the strength of the wood being, the lumber being sideways, which makes it stronger. But I couldn't put them all like that because then I couldn't attach them to the tank. So in layers of that 2x8, I overlapped the top of the side brace right here because that part, there was nothing holding it from the bottom, from all these bolts. It was just the side. There was nothing on the center, like right here, holding it. So I actually overlapped the 2x8 over that. Then I put a 2x6, and like I said, a 2x4 going across this way, giving it the strength to hold it back. Then I put a little insert inside there to make that strong against the acrylic. So basically, this right here is 1.5 inches. Then I'm going to put that piece on top, and then it's going to give it more strength. I'm actually losing 3 inches on the bottom, and then I'm losing 1.5 inches on top. I couldn't do too much with the top because there's really nothing to hold it to. But you can see it right here how I overlapped that one to cover this piece, this on 2x6, because there was really nothing on the center, I mean on the inside, holding it. And that was basically the only downfall to making this frame, that there was no place there to secure the center. But this should give it a little more strength. The only problem this is going to do, all that energy is going to be put onto these bolts. That's why I beefed up a little bit over here. I'm going to add more secure braces and everything like that to make it stronger. I had a problem with where it overlapped and wasn't lined up properly. But anyway, when I was tightening these new bolts up, you could actually hear the wood splitting on, like in this area. I heard like crackling, so I couldn't put too much more pressure on that because then the only thing it's going to be supporting is that the 2x4 right there. So that's why I got to build up that. Got to give it more surface area to grab onto on the bottom and more surface area on top to grab to make it stronger. Because right now it's all relying on these bolts right here. And to top it off, I got 3-inch screws going through some of them to bond them together, and then I put long. I think these are 6-inch ledger board screws. These bolts right here, they're ledger bolts. They're only 3/8, but the ledger bolts are supposed to be really strong, and they recommend that when you're putting ledger board up for a deck, and it seems to be pretty strong. They guarantee it's all, I hope. But anyway, I painted it all black. I got to do a little more work on, like I said, securing it, and then I'm going to refill it. Like I said, right now I'm going to put that, it's going to insert into the corner right there. Everything's going to fit tightly. Most of it's going to be held together by screws. It's going to be supporting a lot of the weight. That I don't like, but there's nothing else I can do. So I'm going from there.